Hi everyone, I'm teacher Anisal and for today's video, we're going to discuss about the methods of speech. So what is the methods of speech? So there are four main kinds of speech delivery and it is impromptu, extemporaneous, manuscript, and memorized. The easiest approach to speech delivery is not always the best. Substantial work goes in the careful preparation of an interesting and ethical message, so it is understandable that the students may have the impulse to avoid messing it up by simply reading it word for word. While speaking has more formality than talking, it has less formality than reading. Remember, speaking allows for meaningful pauses, eye contact, small changes in word order, and vocal emphasis. Reading is a more or less exact replication of words on paper without the use of any nonverbal interpretation. Speaking, as you will realize if you think about excellent speakers you have seen and heard, provides a more animated message. So this is the four methods of delivery that can help you balance between too much and too little formality when giving a public speech. So first is impromptu. So impromptu speaking is the presentation of a short message without advanced preparation. So impromptu speeches often occur when someone is asked to say a few words or give a toast on a special occasion. Self introduction in group settings are examples of impromptu speaking. Hi, my name is Anisel and I am volunteer with the Homes for the Brave program. Another example of impromptu speaking occurs when you answer a question such as, "What did you think of the documentary?" Now, the disadvantage of the impromptu is that the speaker is given little or no time to contemplate the central theme of his or her message. As a result, the message may be disorganized and difficult for listeners to follow. So, here is a step by step guide that may be useful if you are called upon to give an impromptu speech in public. So, 1. Take a moment to collect your thoughts and plan the main point you want to make. Number 2. Thank the person for inviting you to speak. Number 3. Deliver your message, making your main point as briefly as you can, while still covering it adequately and at a pace your listener can follow. And 5. Thank the person again for the opportunity to speak and stop talking. Now, let's proceed to the second speech, and it is extemporaneous speaking. So, extemporaneous speaking is the presentation of a carefully planned and rehearsed speech spoken in a conversational manner using brief notes. By using notes rather than a full manuscript, the extemporaneous speaking can establish and maintain eye contact with the audience and assess how will they or understand the speech as it progresses. For instance, suppose you are speaking about workplace safety and you use the term sleep deprivation. If you notice your audience's eyes glazing over this might not be a result of their own sleep deprivation, but rather an indication of their uncertainty about what you mean. If this happens, you can add a short explanation. For example, sleep deprivation is sleep loss serious enough to threaten one cognition, hand to eye coordination, judgment, and emotional health. You might also or instead provide a concrete example to illustrate the idea. then you can resume your message having a clarified and important concept. Speaking extemporaneously has some advantage. The disadvantage of the extemporaneous speaking is that it requires a great deal of preparation for both the verbal and non-verbal components of the speech. Adequate preparation cannot be achieved the day before you're scheduled to speak because extemporaneous speaking is a style used in the great majority of public speaking situations. Most of the information in this chapter is targeted to this kind of speaking. Manuscript speaking is the word for word iteration of a written message. In a manuscript speech, the speaker maintains his or her attention on the printed page, except when using visual aids. The advantage to reading from a manuscript is the exact repetition of original words. For example, reading a statement about your organization's legal responsibilities to customers may require that the original words be exact. In reading one word at a time, in order the only errors would typically be mispronunciation of a word or stumbling over complex sentence structure. Keeping one's eyes glued to the script precludes eye contact with the audience. For this kind of straight manuscript speech to hold audience attention, the audience must be already interested in the message before the delivery begins. It is worth noting that professional speakers, actors, news reporters, and politicians overread from the auto-cue device, such as a teleprompter, especially when appearing television where eye contact with the camera is crucial. Memorized speaking is the rote recitation of a writer message that the speaker has committed to memory. Actors, of course, recite from memory whenever they perform from a script in a stage play, television program, or movie scene. When it comes to speeches, memorization can be useful when the message needs to be exact and the speaker doesn't want to be confined by notes. The advantage to memorization is that it enables the speaker to maintain eye contact with the audience throughout the speech. Being free of notes means that you can move freely around the stage and use your hands to make gestures. If your speech uses visual aids, this freedom is even more of an advantage. Thank you for listening. That's all, and I hope that you learned something new today.